The biscuit that saved a life. The world had gone cold. Not only in terms of weather, but in hearts. Every morning, I woke up on the hard ground with nothing but an empty belly and bones that hurt from the rocks people hurled at me for just being. They didn't notice me, just another street dog, not worthy of notice. I saw the pretty dogs, the ones with sparkly collars and names, receive treats, affection, belly rubs. And me? Invisible. Worse than invisible. It was 5 days since I'd had even a mouthful of food. My tongue was parched, my ribs against my flesh like bars in jail. I sniffed around stores, wagged my tail around strangers. But kindness was scarce, and people gave me only kicks and curses. Water was my only companion. But water doesn't fill the soul. Hunger empties you out. I was pulling myself closer to an empty ground when I heard it. The rumble of a police jeep's engine. Then the heavy thud of boots. Soldiers in uniform. Army officers. They were accompanied by strong dogs, military hounds. Muscular, powerful, trained, focused. They were eating meat and food I could hardly imagine. Pieces of chicken, dense biscuits. My stomach lurched in agony just to smell it. My eyes gazed blankly. But I knew better. One misstep, and those dogs would rip me to shreds. This wasn't where I belonged. I was going to turn away when I heard it. A whistle. It wasn't meant for me. I knew that. However, I turned my face. And there he was. One of the soldiers. A brawny man, crisp uniform, medals that shone in sunlight. He had a biscuit in his hand. He stared directly at me. Then he called. For an instant, I did not think it. Was he inviting me? My legs went before my head cleared. I ran. Not ran, I flew. I jumped high, over stunned military dogs. Their barks behind me. But I did not slow. That biscuit was life. I grabbed it out of the air and swallowed it before I'd even landed. The officer was gaping. I'm pretty sure I was gaping too. But happiness was brief. The military dogs were not pleased. I could hear their growls. They were coming. Fear struck me. I didn't struggle. I ran. I leapt over one, dodged another, and with a last desperate bound, vaulted over the compound wall and crashed into a bush on the outside. My body hurt. But I grinned. Today, I ate a biscuit. Days become ritual. Time went by. Every day at the same queue, I waited. And every day, at the same hour, that army officer drove by in his jeep. He'd look at me and smile. And without exception, throw me a biscuit. I caught each one. It was our ritual. Sometimes he waved. Sometimes he chuckled. But always, he remembered me. No collar. No name. Just a connection forged through that initial act of kindness. The day everything changed. It was a sunny afternoon. The traffic light was jammed. Honking cars. Rushing pedestrians. Business as usual. Then, gunfire. Sharp. Loud. Violent. Panic all around. People screamed. I barked reflexively, but fear caught up with me. I hid behind a cement block, tail between my legs. Amidst the commotion, I saw them, armed men, attacking civilians. It wasn't a robbery. It was wars. A sudden ambush. The army jeep screeched to a stop. My officer leaped out. He was defending the crowd, yelling orders, shooting back. Then it occurred. A bullet. Straight into his shoulder. He spun, collapsed onto the ground. His gun slid along the road, too far away to retrieve. He was injured, alone, exposed. The enemy was moving in on him, gun up. I saw terror in his eyes. He looked around, frantic. Then, he saw me. For an instant, time stood still. I didn't think. I ran, avoiding bullets, tires, glass. I dashed to the drop gun, bit down on the metal, cold and heavy, and took it straight to him. He took it, aimed, and fired. The enemy fell. Others fled. The danger was over. Silence returned to the street. He rose slowly, holding his bleeding shoulder. Then he looked at me, really looked, tears in his eyes. He knelt down on his knees, held my face in his hands, and kissed my forehead. You saved my life, he whispered. You, little biscuit thief. He took me to his jeep, to his home, to his family. Epilogue. The hero with no name. From the day forward, I was never a street dog anymore. He named me. He provided me a bed, meals, a family. But above all, he provided me with love. And each year, on that day, he recounts to his children how one biscuit saved my life. And when they ask him why he treats a street dog as a hero, he simply replies, kindness always returns, occasionally with teeth. Moral: one morsel of food shared in hunger is more precious than a feast offered in fullness. A small act of kindness can resonate to eternity.